If you looked at them from the outside, you'd think they made it. The nice four-bedroom house and a quiet zip code, the shiny SUV parked in the driveway, the weekend trips, the premium coffee, the kids in soccer leagues. It looks like the American dream fully realized. But if you step inside and look at the numbers on the screen, the reality is brutal. Behind closed doors, there is a silent, suffocating panic. It's the constant low-grade anxiety of living exactly 1 or 2 missed paychecks away from total financial collapse. They aren't starving, they aren't poor, they are comfortably broke. And that is the most dangerous financial position you can ever find yourself in. See, the poor know they're struggling, so they look for a way out. The rich know how the game works, so they make the rules. But the middle class is caught in a beautifully designed trap. A trap lined with velvet where every step forward somehow pulls your net worth backward. Today, we are stripping away the illusions. We're going to break down the 5 psychological and financial traps that keep the hardest working people completely trapped in the middle, and exactly how the silent millionaires break free. But to understand the first trap, we have to look at the one thing we all carry in our pockets every single day. Trap 1, the financed lifestyle, the good debt mirage. Here's the thing about modern society. You don't need to be rich to look rich anymore. In fact, the financial system prefers it if you aren't. Decades ago, if you couldn't afford something, you didn't buy it. Today, the entire global economy is engineered to turn your future income into someone else's immediate profit. We've been sold a massive lie that as long as you can afford the monthly payment, you can afford the item. Think about that. You want a $60,000 truck? It's not $60,000, it's just $750 a month for 72 months. You want that new couch? Just split it into 4 easy payments. Want a vacation? Put it on the premium travel card and worry about it in October. This is what I call the snowball of death. Imagine your income is a river. When you're young, that river flows fully into your control. But then you finance a car. A piece of that river gets dammed up and sent to the bank. You get a mortgage at the absolute limit of what the bank approved you for. Another massive chunk of the river is gone. You use buy now, pay later for a new tech gadget. Another trickle disappears. By the time the first of the month rolls around, your roaring river of income has been reduced to a pathetic little puddle. You have nothing left to invest. You have no capital to build wealth. Sounds smart to the banks, right? Because they are getting rich off your interest. You're trading your freedom for a depreciating asset that smells nice for 6 weeks. And this gets even more brutal when your own career starts to grow. Trap 2, lifestyle inflation, the hamster wheel. Let's talk about a psychological trap that catches the smartest people, lifestyle inflation. You work hard, you spend years grinding, taking night classes, or climbing the corporate ladder. Finally, it happens. You get the big promotion. Your salary jumps from $70,000 to $105,000. Naturally, you feel like you deserve a reward. You move into a nicer apartment or a larger house. You upgrade your grocery store from the budget option to the organic market. You start ordering the expensive wine at dinner. And within 3 months, an insane thing happens. You feel exactly as broke making 6 figures as you did making $70,000. Why does this happen? Because your expenses rose at the exact same trajectory as your income. You changed the size of your shovel, but you didn't change the size of the hole you're digging. This is the classic staircase illusion. We think about building wealth is about earning more money, but wealth isn't what you earn. Wealth is the gap between what you earn and what you spend. If you make $1 million a year and spend $1 million a year, your net worth is 0. You are just a high-paid slave to your bills. The silent millionaires do something completely different. When their income goes up, they keep their lifestyle locked in place for at least 2 to 3 years. They take that entire surplus and pour it straight into income-producing assets. They build a moat around their financial life before they ever buy a bigger house. But the middle class is conditioned to do the exact opposite, mostly because of who they live next to. Trap 3. The neighborhood arms race, keeping up with the Joneses. We are social creatures. We judge our success not by an absolute number, but how we stack up against our peers. And this creates a silent, invisible warfare in middle-class neighborhoods, the neighborhood arms race. When your neighbor Dave buys a brand new boat, a little switch flips in your brain. You think, Dave and I have the same job. We live in the same neighborhood. If Dave can afford a boat, I should be able to afford a boat. But here's what nobody talks about. You have no idea how much pain Dave is in. You see Dave's boat. You don't see Dave's maxed out credit cards. You don't see the sleepless nights Dave spends wondering how he's going to cover his property taxes. You are competing with an illusion. You are destroying your financial future to impress people you don't even like, using money you don't actually have. Think of wealth like an iceberg. The part above the water is what everyone sees. The cars, the clothes, the luxury vacations. That is spending. The massive structure below the water that you can't see, that is wealth. That's the stock portfolio, the real estate, the liquid cash reserves. The middle class spends all their energy building the top of the iceberg, making it top-heavy until the whole thing capsizes. The rich focus entirely on the foundation below the surface. But it's not just consumer goods that trap people. Sometimes the trap is disguised as the smartest financial decision you could ever make. Trap 4. The forever home over leverage. For generations, Americans have been told that buying a home is the ultimate path to wealth. They say, stop throwing money away on rent. Buy as much house as the bank will allow. And so a young middle-class couple takes every dollar of their savings, stretches their budget to the absolute maximum, and buys their forever home. But there's a massive catch. When you buy a house at the absolute limit of your income, you aren't just buying a place to live. You are buying a massive financial anchor. First, there's the math. On a standard 30-year mortgage at today's rates, you will end up paying double, sometimes triple the actual purchase price of the home just in interest to the bank. Second, a house is a cash flow monster. Rent is the maximum you'll pay for housing every month. A mortgage is the minimum. When the roof leaks, when the HVAC system dies, when the property taxes spike, that's all on you. When too much of your net worth is locked up in the walls of your primary residence, you become house poor. You have a beautiful home, but you can't afford to take risks. You can't quit a job you hate to start a business because that mortgage payment is staring at you every first of the month. Your home isn't an asset if it's draining cash from your pocket every month without putting anything back in. It's a liability disguised as a trophy. Which brings us to the fifth and perhaps most toxic of all. It's a mindset issue. Trap 5. The someday delay. Trading time for comfort. The final trap is a quiet killer. It's the belief that you have plenty of time. It's saying, I'll start investing heavily once the kids are out of daycare. I'll start saving for retirement once the car is paid off. I'll focus on wealth building someday. But in the world of finance, time is the only leverage that matters. Let's look at the hard data. If you invest $500 a month starting at age 25, assuming a standard 8% return, you will hit retirement with well over $1.5 million. But if you wait just 10 years and start doing the exact same thing at age 35, you won't even reach half that amount. Those 10 years of delay cost you nearly $1 million. Trust me, you cannot out-earn a 10-year delay. The middle class trades their most valuable asset, time, for temporary comfort. They choose the illusion of safety today over true financial freedom tomorrow. They stay in the comfort zone, forgetting that the comfort zone is where dreams go to die. Breaking out of the middle-class trap doesn't require a stroke of genius or a lottery ticket. It requires a fundamental shift in psychology. It means stopping the financed lifestyle, It means letting your income grow while keeping your expenses anchored. It means refusing to play a status game where the only prize is debt. The next time you see someone driving a brand new luxury car or living in a massive house, don't envy them. Realize that wealth isn't what you spend, wealth is what you keep. Stop buying things to look rich. Start buying your freedom instead. If you want to break the cycle and build a financial life that actually lasts, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.